This morning we want to welcome Miss Sullivan County Eliza Sanders to Daytime. She recently finished second runner-up at the Miss Tennessee pageant and is currently getting ready for a fundraiser for Isaiah 117 House. Good morning, Eliza.
Good morning.
Congratulations, second runner-up. Talk us through that pageant experience down there.
It was really crazy. I was one of the youngest ones competing, and it was my very first time there. So I really just wanted to go and have a good time and make friends and enjoy myself, which I did.
Right.
But being able to make first top 12 and then making top 5 was absolutely crazy.
And talk to us about that experience. I mean, there's a lot of preparation, first of all, that goes into going down and competing for Miss Tennessee.
Yes, so we compete, we first do a 10-minute interview, which is private with the judge panel, and then we have an onstage question and a social impact pitch, which is basically just me talking about what I would do during my year of service and all about my social impact, which is adoption and foster care. And I actually won that preliminary for that category, which was super cool. We do a talent, which for me was points because I love ballet, that's my favorite, and then I competed in a red carpet wear, which is kind of like an evening gown.
So as the pageant went on and the competition increased and you kept moving forward, did the anxiety rise up? How did you feel going forward as the pageant wore on?
It was crazy. My mom says that I looked like this giddy kid in like a candy shop or something. Like I was just happy to be there. And honestly, that's true because I wasn't expecting to get any of that, and I was genuinely just so grateful to be on that stage. So a big adrenaline rush. And
of course they throw those questions at you and you've got to give that great answer right off. That's got to be a little nerve-wracking.
Yes, I love public speaking and I love giving speeches, but I love that because they're prepared. So sometimes when I'm on stage, we will draw a question out of a fishbowl or a judge will ask us a question, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking right before they ask the question, but once the question's asked, you just have to gather your thoughts really fast and answer to the best of your abilities.
And is that way you practice for it, is having someone just reading you questions or just asking you questions?
Yes, so I think it's less about you trying to remember, like, here's 100 questions and I have 100 answers to these 100 questions. If they might ask me that, it's less about the memorization and a lot more about training your mind to quickly respond and formulate an answer and answer eloquently.
Talk to us about the Miss Tennessee pageant. Was there something that really surprised you or you were pleasantly surprised about?
I think the first pleasant surprise was me winning the preliminary because I wasn't expecting that at all, and I was really grateful to be able to share Families Are Forever on a state stage like that with the live stream. And so we're like standing, and I was really hungry because it was the end of the night, but we were standing at the end and we were waiting and they were calling preliminaries and they were like, candidate 32, and I was like, 32? Who's 32? And they said like Sullivan County. I was like, wait, that's me!
The light bulb went off. Oh goodness, that's so much fun. But let's talk about Isaiah 117 House. It's something near and dear to your heart.
Yes. So I'm the youth ambassador for the Isaiah 117 House. I have been for about 3 years now, maybe, and I really enjoy working with them. So the Isaiah House is that missing step in the foster care system. A lot of the times those kids are being removed from the homes and it's very abrupt and they forget to pack a toothbrush or they don't have a hairbrush or something, and we don't want them to have to worry about that, and we don't want them to have to sit in a cubicle in an office and have to be even more scared to wait to find out where they're going to end up. So the Isaiah House is an actual home for them to stay in until they're placed in the foster care system, and also provides them with clothes or basic necessities that we tend to take for granted.
And you have a fundraiser coming up for them?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Throughout the year, I have worked really heavily with the schools in trying to get things like socks or hair care products, and obviously schools aren't in session right now. So I wanted to really expand it to the whole community. I've been working with the Ruritan clubs locally, and we have a drive tonight with Bloomingdale Ruritan. They're having a fish fry.
Very good.
And we are collecting underwear. That's something that the Isaiah 117 House said they actually need right now, underwear of all sizes for both boys and girls.
All right, Miss Sullivan County Eliza Sanders, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to give you some information right now. The bottom line underwear drive for children at Isaiah 117 House Lamplight Theater. Remember that fish fry tonight too, but at Lamplight Theater at Broad Street in Kingsport through July 16th. If you want to find out more, go to that email address right there on the screen.